I'm stoked about it. Truck looks great. No more black. Everything is color matched. All right, got an update on the truck back from the body shop. So, look at the LED lights. They look great. Everything is white now instead of amber. Color matched. So we color matched the grill on top, the GMC emblem. We color matched the surround here. Got the new white LEDs on the cab lights from Recon. Got the white LEDs in the mirrors from Recon. Got the new Rough Country fender flares painted also with the white LED lights, and we pinstriped this, painted the rest of it white. So when you turn the truck off, so now those are white. Looks good. The LEDs are switchbacks, amber to white. Got the Duramax emblem. This used to be black, so that's white. Got the side steps, those are done. Got the rear GMC emblem and got the bezel for the tailgate. So all that is all done. And the third brake light has been color matched also. It only leaves the brake light itself visible still. So yeah, the wheels have been changed. They used to be black. I found a guy locally with the chrome wheels. I did order wheels, but I didn't know that this guy was local and he was going to pop up. So I've got some American Forces on the way. With 35s instead of the 37s. We're going to get rid of the 37s. Anyway, more goodies to come. I just got back from the body shop. They've knocked out this stuff. Still got some things to do. I have paint in the garage. We are going to replace these with from amber to clear. I'm going to color match the headlights. Also going to change the amber lights inside here to white to match. I got some demon eyes to go in here. RGB LED color strips here as well. Tons of stuff coming. Everything is color matched. I have front and rear move bumpers. They're here in the garage. There they are. Front and rear. All my lights, everything is right there. This thing's gonna start coming together. Got a trip to the fabricator in a couple days. He's gonna weld it up, send the bumpers off to the powder coat shop to get them powder coated. Doing big things. This truck's getting nice quick. I'm excited. It looks so much better. So for the back bumper on my truck, I'm going to be using these flush mount LED floodlights for, you know, whenever I'm backing up into a dark space or something because the truck's so big. The bumper that I have has 2 holes cut out already for 2 flush mount lights. These are from Heiss and they only come in black. And they call it a blackout. As you can see, it's got a black plate inside there behind the glass, and then it's got the black bezel here around the outside edge. Well, everything on my truck is now white, so the bumper will be white as well. I don't like the black, so what I've done is remove the face plate. Once you pop that off by removing these 6 little screws on the face, it's going to expose the glass. Just pop the glass off of there. And then it's going to have a little trim plate inside there with a little screw. You see that screw right there? And it just pulls off the plastic plate. And here's what you're left with. So this is just ABS plastic. I'm going to paint this. I'll have to sand it and paint it to match the truck. And this is aluminum. It's got a lot of fine detail. To sand inside these little grooves is going to be very difficult. So this will actually get sandblasted. I'm going to sandblast it, and then after that I will go ahead and prime it and paint it also to match. So then I won't have this eyesore of black stuff on my powder coated white bumper. So yeah, it's the details. So I think I'm going a little bit down the rabbit hole with this one. After taking off the flush mount bezels for the rear floodlight pods, I've decided to go ahead and take off the bezels for the front light pods. There's 4 on the front as well as a light bar. It just, you know, I'm going to take apart the light bar as well. The thing is, I just, you know, white bumper, when it's all done, I just don't want to have black inside there. So I want it all to be white. So whatever, here we go. So here we are going further down the rabbit hole. So I've got my LED light bar. This is the framing around it on the front that's visible, and all the internal plastic pieces. I've got all 4 of the front pods here in the plastic pieces, and the 2 rear pods in plastic pieces. So we're going to sand and paint all the plastic parts, and then these are going to be sandblasted and powder coated. Alright, it is an early morning. We are headed to the fabricator. I've got both my steel bumpers in the bed of the truck. We're going to get over here and slap them on the front, remove the factory front bumpers, mock them up, tack them all in place. And then I'll probably leave them with the fabricator here to make sure that he has time to get them all welded up and all that. I don't have time to wait on it, and then we'll be taking it to the powder coat shop. I might get a clip in this shop over here if I feel comfy with it, but again, you guys know me. I don't like to throw folks under the bus when they're doing work with me or for me. But I'm going to be helping them out this morning. Let's just see how it goes. So we got the bumper mocked up on the front of the truck, and we're running into a little issue with clearance between the top leading edge here of the center section and the wings that go out to the right. So on the right side, it's running into this piece of plastic on the bottom of the grill. So there's your grill. It's going to be on the bottom here. So we're actually going to trim this off from right where my thumb is all the way down around the corner to this little corner tab right here. So making a mental note, learning as we go here. I'll get with Move and make sure that they're aware of what they're going to have to modify in the future for their directions. So I got this random bracket that came with this Move front bumper, and I have no idea where it goes. The front center section on the bumper has a radius to it. We got a straight piece that came for the light bar. As you put the straight piece in there, you see the gap in the middle there. That's it's about an 1/8 inch, I guess. Yeah, 1/8 inch gap there in the middle. Not sure what's up with that piece there. And then we have 2 more pieces that are up here that, according to the pictures with the Move instructions, it shows that it goes inside the toe area, but it doesn't actually fit correctly. There's no holes in the side where it's supposed to bolt in at. There's nothing in the instructions talking about where this goes. Trial and error trying to figure it out, but we got the bumper welded up. So we're all together. Got some more welding to do with the brackets on the pods, and yeah, off for powder coating. So here we are.
Standing outside my fabricator's shop. He's inside. Did all the welding on my bumpers. And currently he's drilling holes for my parking sensors. So we are actually installing parking sensors on the front and rear of the Denali. So I got the sensor holes drilled out. So those drops sit on in there flush. Looks good. Hardly any play at all. Powder coat will fill up the gap for the tolerance and clearances there. While I'm out here messing around with the truck, I forgot that I had a few little goodies. This antenna here, it's the only thing that's black on the truck, or one of the only things besides these. I'm not powder coating those, so don't even ask me to. But I got this new antenna here. It's a 50 cal polished aluminum antenna. I'm gonna put this on and see how it looks. That's better than the black one. I don't know, it's kind of out there. Let me know what you think. If I should keep the antenna or lose this. And I also picked up a new exhaust tip from Sinister Diesel, stainless. Not sure how that's going to look on there, but it's got to be a lot better than the black soot coming out of that pipe. It's a pretty nasty looking area. So I'm back in the garage trying to figure out my wiring setup and how I'm going to run everything inside this Denali. You know, I was trying to locate an area where I'd put the control box, and it turns out I'm going to have 2 control boxes. There's enough lights on this truck. Just one control box only controls a few things, and the second control box I'm going to use as a main to control one control box entirely, and then also control multiple other things. So let's show you what I got going on here. If there was ever a calm before the storm, here it is. So there's a lot of work going on right now. I got my bumpers getting powder coated. They're good to go. I got these Recon tail lights here. I got to crack those open, color match the inside, paint them and all that, and they're going to go in the truck. Down here we have demon eyes for the headlights, and over here we have our RGB DRLs for the headlights. These are white LED front running lights, which are currently amber. Those have to be inside the headlight as well. And those are clear lenses to get rid of the amber lenses that are on the headlight, also inside. So we got to tear apart the headlight and put all that stuff in there. And then of course we got factory paint over here on the floor. It is a tri-stage paint, so you got the base, you got the mid coat, and then you got the clear coat. I got primers, I got all the stuff I need, plastic adhesion promoter and all that. I got bodywork stuff. All the lighting accessories for the headlights are all purchased through Oracle. So I have their Color Shift 2.0 control box here. This will control 4 items at one time. So it's got 4 channels. I can change everything with it. It's pretty cool. It lights up with the LED display right here where my thumb is to match the actual light output. So you don't have to stand outside changing colors. You can actually sit inside the cab of the truck, press the button, get it to the color that you want, and it's going to reflect that on the outside. That little box there, I gotta find somewhere to put that. And it's gonna control the demon eyes, the DRLs, the wheel lights. I purchased wheel lights from Oracle as well, so I'm going to have that control box run the wheel lights also. And if I can, I will have that box also run the rock lights, but I don't think it's going to work that way. The rock lights are Heiss brand, and they have their own controller. I'm probably going to use that controller. The downside, it is Bluetooth. When I set up this Bluetooth controller here and I get this thing working, I'm hoping it will retain its memory. So as long as it has power on, it will stay doing what it's supposed to do. When you turn it off and then turn it back on, it'll go right back to that same color. Well, instead of turning it on and off with a phone through Bluetooth, I think I'm going to take the power and run the power through this control box if I can. If not, then that's fine. I have another panel here. So this switch panel here, I got off the internet, Amazon. I got the 8 switch panel with the RGB button there. So what's cool about this panel is you've got a solid state fuse panel here. There's fuses in there for all 8 separate items being ran. And this little box that powers everything, it illuminates. You can put your stickers on there. And then of course right here for RGB, you can change the colors on this, you know, set it up to whatever you want it to run at. So what I'm thinking is I've got these pod lights back here. I've got 4 for the front bumper. There's one currently at the shop right now. Same thing with the light bar. So I've got 4 in the front bumper and a light bar, and they all have RGB backlighting. So I've got to control that. And then I've got 2 pod lights that sit flush in the rear bumper. They need power to that as well. So I'm thinking about tying the rear pod lights into the reverse wire for the tail lights, or directly hardwire them straight onto that switch box and only turn it on when I need it, because I'd hate to blind folks in the Walmart parking lot backing up. It's unnecessary. But if I need it in a dark area, then I'll flip the switch. I mean, the truck is lifted. I don't know yet how I'm going to do all this. I don't know how it's going to tie in with itself and what's going to work. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of my batteries and I'm just going to sit it over here on the floor, and I'm going to go ahead and wire things up like I would have it wired in the truck, except it's right here on the floor. And I'm going to power up the system and see what switches work what, and see what I can get away with. Yeah, if I can get away or figure out a way to make everything work without having to have a whole bunch of switch boxes, then great. If I can make it work on one switch box, fantastic. It's probably not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. There's too many too many amps between all the items, amperage. Yeah, so I'm going to get them all wired up, figured out how to do it, and then I got to find a home for this guy here, and then I got to find a home for that guy there. What better way to learn or figure it out than just diving on in? So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and let's see what we're coming up with. Holy crap, what a day this was. I have been in the garage for hours trying to get the wiring figured out for this truck to see how I'm going to run everything. I reached out to Oracle to find out about the controllers, more information on it. Their website is lacking. It doesn't show any amperage, and the controllers are rated to handle a certain amount of amperage, a certain amount of components. They couldn't answer the question either on how many amps their 2.0 controller actually controls. I found out that their controller also only controls one set of lights, or it's everything is just one setting all the time. So you can have 3 sets of lights, whatever lights you want, 3 different types of lights, and run it with the controller, but you can't separate them. You can't be biased to what colors they get. You have to have a different controller for every single one. I was kind of hoping that I can control different zones. I thought because it had 1 through 4 on the buttons that I can control 4 zones with a controller. I was wrong. That was 4 different settings. I have figured out that I'm going to be running the rock lights on their own controller and off of a switch. The wheel ring lights and the DRL lights, I'm going to tie those together and run those off the 2.0 controller right here. Those are from Oracle. The Demon Eyes from Oracle, I am ordering another simple controller for that, and I will wire that up separately, and it will be ran off of its own switch from the switch panel that I purchased. Same thing with the ring lights and the DRLs. They're going to be on one switch. Then over here, we're going to have RGB backlighting. So that little pod light there actually glows whatever color behind the lens that you set it up to be. And then it has a second setting, which is when you turn on the actual light to light up. So one switch will control the glow on that light pod and the other 3 in the front bumper, as well as the front light bar. And then another switch will control the lights on all 4 front pod lights. Another switch will control the light bar itself. And another switch will control the rear reverse light pods. So when we come over here, there's not a label for every single specific thing that I want. So here's what I've come up with. I've already got my stickers on here. First button here, rock lights. So that's going to be by itself, rock lights. Second button here is going to be for the wheel ring lights and the daytime running lights, the DRLs. So those are going to be linked together. The next one that's labeled driving, it's actually going to be for the Demon Eyes. There isn't a Demon Eye sticker. So I'm just going to leave it as driving. The underglow, that is going to be for the backlighting on the light pods and the light bar. So the RGB backlighting, they don't have a setting for that or a sticker for that in this little batch. So I went with underglow. Over here is light bar. So that's going to be the light bar on off button. Light cubes for the front, on off button. Rear floodlights on off button. And I have a spare. And I didn't know what to do with it. So why not have a little bit of fun and just label it as zombie. Still have to figure out where to mount this thing. I don't have a clue where I'm going to put it in the truck yet. Not really fond of the mounting bracket. I might have to make something. We will see. I got a phone call today from the powder coater stating that my powder coat is on back order for my front and rear bumpers. So I'm not going to have the lights mounted yet. If they're going to be on back order for 2 weeks before they can even get the powder, then, I mean, I got 2 weeks to tinker and find a spot to mount that switch panel there. So I got an order update from American Force. I've got some wheels on the way. They've been ordered for a little over 2 months now, and they are on the way. They should be here in about 2 days. So it looks like the next things you'll be seeing me do is putting those American Force wheels on the truck, and I'll be locating for sure a place to put that switch panel in the truck. That's the most important thing, is finding the switch panel, because I got a feeling I'm going to be doing fabrication. I know how to do fiberglass. I can make molded panels and all that stuff and beauty panels to make it look good. I don't want to, but looks like we're going to have to. I don't want something janky going in this truck. There's a lot of money and time going into it. It looks good. I don't want it to look janky. We got enough here for the next update. I'll keep you posted. Guys, thank you so much for watching the channel. You're watching DIY Dozier. As always, share the knowledge, share the passion, share the skill. Do it yourself.